our clientele who borrows the money, what do they usually do with the property? In other words, are they more typically a buy flip or a hold?
I would say it kind of varies depending on the time. Probably throughout the history of the Norris Group, a majority of the business has been buy and flip. Mm-hmm. But there's been times, especially going back, say, 6 years ago or so, when the market was very ripe for rentals, maybe for the first time in a long time in California, where you could cash flow properties. So at that time, it was probably 50% or more people that were going to buy houses, fix them up, and keep them as rentals.
And probably coming up, we will see more construction loans.
Yeah, construction loans is also something that we do. Mm-hmm. Once you're able to build out something that makes sense, that's also a very good market, and that's something that we've always done some in the past.
The group we don't loan to, which would probably surprise people, is we don't loan to people that live in the house.
Exactly. You don't want to deal with owner occupants. That would probably be rule number 1 on my list of 10 things not to do. Mm-hmm. Because when you're dealing with an owner occupant, it's just if there's a problem, a lot of the, potential issues that they could cause you are slanted against you as, say, the lender. They really will try to protect someone in a home much more than, say, someone that just has a house that he's flipping or as a rental, because that's just more of a business situation for that person.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the business lending world instead. I know it's under the hat of a hard money, but we're basically making a business venture possible for somebody, even if it's just one house, and they have a profit motive.
Exactly. When you're making a loan to somebody that's doing it as a business, that's exactly right. When you make that loan, the person that borrowed the money has really no benefit at that particular time, except for the fact that maybe you've allowed them to get involved in a business, venture that they're just starting out. Mm-hmm. When the profit comes in for that person is at the end of that process. And for them to get the profit that they want, everything has to work out. Conversely, when you lend money to a homeowner, generally what you're doing is you're solving their latest problem. So if they get $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever cash they may get, as soon as you lend them that money's gone somewhere that didn't benefit anything but solving the last 2 or 3 problems. Mm-hmm. And now you've become problem number 1, and there might not be another company out there that's going to make a loan that's going to solve your problem.
Correct.
So that's just really a bad way to go.
One of the things that's been interesting since I've been in the position of watching the hard money loan business is how many people do this. And I never really thought about those ratios before, but over 40% of the properties in California are owned by landlords.
Right.
And so there's a big opportunity to loan to them, and we speak many dozens of times a year in front of those groups to let them know what we do. And so we've placed ourselves in a position to where we have a broad base of clients that look to us for not only education but funding.
Yeah, and just real quick on that point, one of the nice things when you're dealing with those, say, landlords and or flippers, it gives you the opportunity to develop a relationship. So they're going to probably be your client repetitively, and
Yes.
That's a very comfortable feeling, because if you have a deal with somebody and maybe they're having a little bit of a problem with it even, let's say, they're going to solve that problem because it's almost like you're their business partner. They don't want to not solve that situation because it's going to affect their business going forward, and that's much different than an owner-occupant, once again, that's just a one-time deal.
And on another side of that's kind of the same coin is that we have experience in dealing with all kinds of property issues. So it's not unusual for us to get a call from somebody and I'll have a meeting with them when they'll have, okay, here's my situation. And
Absolutely.
And we all have been through a lot of it and said, okay, well, if I were you, I would do this and this and this. And because of that early contact, the problem never gets bigger than it needed to get.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's
Absolutely.
an important part.